Welcome to Don't Quote Me on That. One day we will have an intro, but today is not that day. Hi, I'm Eleanor.
And I'm Kalina.
And welcome back to Don't Quote Me on That, where we kind of talk about movies, except for we don't. And I promise at some point I'll stop thinking that's so funny, because that's how I open every single thing. I think we're hilarious, so I might not stop.
It is funny. That's why that's the slogan. Because every time I'm like, damn, we're kind of talking about a movie right now. By kind of, I mean not at all.
Look, I've said this before and I'll say it again. I think if you give me enough time, I can link everything to a movie. And what we're talking about today, is very easy to link to a movie because one of the songs is just titled John Hughes Movie. And I think he's a director, so that's more than one movie.
Yeah, I was going to say that anytime we don't talk about a movie, we probably reference at least one. And then every time we talk about a movie, we find a way to talk about everything else but the movie. So, we're just
we
on
reference
brand.
movies more when we're not talking about movies than at any other time.
Yeah. Anyway,
Which
what are
I
we
think
talking about
counts as
today?
kind of talking about a movie.
Again, which is why that's the slogan.
Anyway, today we are talking about an album by Maisie Peters. It's called You Signed Up for This. It was released August 2021. It's her debut album, but I believe she had an EP and a couple standalone singles before then. And I made Kalina listen to it because this is one of the only things I've been listening to for a while.
Yeah, I was going to say this is one of our album swaps, which we've done a couple of those.
Mm-hmm.
One time Eleanor subjected me to just the entire One Direction. What do we call it now? The One Direction. What was it? You just said it there.
I used the word torture is what I did.
Yes. The One Direction torture, which is the only way to refer to it from.
I think I gave you the deluxe version of Made in the AM, which my
There were
fault.
so many songs.
I should have looked. There's so
It
many
never
songs on
ended.
that thing. Oh,
Every
my
time
goodness.
the song was over, I was like,
Oh,
but
cool.
wait, there's more.
Yeah.
It was like one of those old infomercials, but bad. The
but
songs
we
weren't bad. I was just sick of them.
We learned, and that's the important part, right?
Yeah,
Right?
sure.
Okay, so you want to just jump right in?
Yeah.
First song. It's called it's just the title track. It's called You Signed Up for This.
Yes. Oh, yes. I suppose you want to hear my thoughts about it.
Yeah.
I have my thoughts here if my phone will cooperate with me. So one of the first lines is about how she's 20 and doesn't have her driver's license. And anything that has to do with someone not having their driver's license and being a full-fledged adult is hilarious to me. And Eleanor knows exactly why. And we can't say that on the internet, but peak of comedy for me every time. I will forgive her because I wasn't sure if she was American, and then later on another song she says Adidas, so I was like, no, she's not American. So it's a little different, I know. In America, once you're 16, you get your license. That's pretty much the standard. Whereas in most of Europe, it's not. They have what the kids call good public transportation.
We're really what the kids call public transportation.
So
Yeah.
So it's not as big of a thing here. When I tell people in Europe how long I've been driving for, they're always shocked. But anyway, just anything about being a full-fledged adult and not having a driver's license, I think is hilarious.
Hilarious.
And I
Me
kind
too.
of felt, I'll be honest, for most of the album, or at least for half the album, I'll say I wasn't super impressed. I'm not the biggest fan of her voice, and I felt like, at least in this song, I wrote that she was kind of walking the line between what Eleanor and I referred to as Tumblr poetry, and then being genuinely good at writing lyrics. I feel like she was kind of not quite on one side or the other. But I did she said, I know it'll get better, I'm just not better yet. And that was something I think at least I personally had to tell myself when I wasn't feeling, like, especially when I was younger and I wasn't feeling good. And it's kind of something that's hard to tell yourself and believe, because you don't actually feel like things are going to get better, but you have to be like, things are going to get better one day, Kalina, even if you don't really wholeheartedly believe in it. And then they do get better, which is great. But like, being in it, and then what do they say, hindsight's 20/20, you know?
Yes. Being in it, you're like, this is the worst thing ever, and then 20 minutes later you're like, what?
I also think that you and I agree like when we agree on something, we agree so comprehensively that it's like terrifying. It's like we're the same person. But I think things like this album really define where we're different. Like I think that's where I don't know, I think there's a clear line to you and then a clear line to me. If you're like, if you just know the things we agree on and then you hear an album like this, you could be like, oh, that's very clearly Elanor.
Yes. And this one is very clearly Elanor. Kalina is right about the Tumblr poetry part. Also, I like the way this song sounds, and I think it's very cute as like an introduction song. But I feel like sometimes it's too personal. I don't know. I don't really know how to put that, because obviously she's writing about herself, and it's hard not to be, biographical.
I would agree with you a little bit. I have a point at the end, I'll tell you, after we go through all the songs. But, like, I think there's a very clear line to follow. And while it's, like, obviously she has to write about herself, and I think she writes about relatable stuff, I can't agree. It is, I don't know, I think there's a very clear, like, timeline we're following in her life. But you have to talk about more songs.
My main issue, my main thing, like, with this song is when she says, I guess Ellen was right. I thought she meant Ellen DeGeneres until today when I was looking at the full lyrics and Genius had something linked. That's her sister's name.
Oh, I thought she meant
That's
Ellen
just her
DeGeneres
sister's
too,
name.
and I was like, we don't like that lady. Oh.
Yeah, I was very confused.
Also, like, if it was like if Billie Eilish, I know her brother's famous, if she referenced her brother, that's a little different than, like, this is her first album.
Yeah, if it's, Willow Smith, we know exactly who Jaden is.
Talked about this. I'm not asking who Jaden is. Like, yeah, I thought she meant Ellen DeGeneres too.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought she meant that until today, and I was very confused. And I was like, this has got to be just a weird inside joke that she's putting in. But then it's even worse, because it's just her sister.
Class is in session, folks. Look at Elanor teaching us things.
Hell yeah, I know things. Also, they're twins, which I don't like. I do not like the idea of twins. I think it's weird when they're babies. I think it's even weirder when they're adults. But they don't look alike, so it's okay.
I don't like people who don't know how to use the editing system that they've been working on for the last 6 episodes. But, here we are.
What? I didn't do anything then. Also, you're not a twin. Why are you offended?
I feel like someone's got to stick... Listen, if you're taking one side, I feel like someone's got to stick up for the twins since they don't have a stay here. And I like to argue. You've met me.
Unfortunately, that's true.
It's my favorite pastime. When people are like, what do you do for fun? I can't say argue, but that's what I do for fun. I pick fight with people.
It really is.
And then I leave. My mom hates talking to me because I'll pick a fight and then she'll get really into it. And I'm like, all right, we'll talk to you later. Bye.
You like a cat?
And she's upset. And I was like, that was a good conversation we had. That was productive.
Bonding.
Yeah. So someone's got to stick up for the twins. I don't think I know any twins, personally.
Yeah, we lived with a twin for a while. Just one of them. Yeah, we did.
You have to tell me after. I have no clue what you're talking about. We didn't live with both of them.
Do you have your computer up? I'll just... No. We just lived with one of them. That's why I said a twin.
No, that doesn't help me, guys. I don't know, like, a set of twins. Also,
Okay.
clearly, I don't know the twin we lived
I
with,
do.
but I have no idea who you're talking about.
Clearly, obviously.
Back to my previous statement.
That's fair. You don't have, anyway.
Next
Yes.
song.
Yes. The next song, I think, I'm not sure if it was a single or not, but I think this is one of the more popular songs now.
It says it was written for season 2 of a show.
Oh.
Originally.
Good for her. I don't know anything about that. What show? Trying. Yeah, no idea. Oh, but I just got that. Thank you. Anyway, it's called I'm Trying, in parentheses, not Friends. I really like this song, but now I've heard it a little bit too much, so I'm kind of over it. But I really like this one. And I don't think Kalina likes it. Do you like it?
Yeah, no, it was okay. Most of the album, I'll be honest, I was like, okay. Kind of like, remember we were talking about Luke Hemmings? Maybe like a step above that for me. I thought this was good house cleaning music. If you remember, I think when I was listening to Luke Hemmings, I was cleaning the house, and that was not good house cleaning music. And today I was walking home, but this would have been good house cleaning music. And again, I got a better sense of Eleanor, which we said after I made Eleanor listen to an Eagles album, and Eleanor made me listen to Made in the AM. And we had a better sense. I think we had like a better picture of each other, if anything else. So this kind of gave me a better sense of Eleanor. And I like the part where I think it's like a bit of a breakdown. She's like, we're not friends. No, we're somewhere in between, but because you're awful and I miss you and I killed you in my dream. I like that part. I like the delivery, and I thought the lines were fun. And I also liked when she said, but one of us has got to keep a promise. What does she say? She says, and I resent you just a little if I'm honest, but one of us has got to try and keep a promise. So I like how she's like, you suck, but at the end of the day, like, one of us has got to do the right thing, and I guess it's going to be me because it's not you.
I agree. My favorite line in the song is she's talking about taking shots, and she says that one of them is for calling guys with guitars in a cemetery. And I think if I had been just slightly more unhinged in high school, that's something I would have done.
I think if you had been slightly more unhinged in high school, we wouldn't have met. Take that as you
That's a very good point. I think this song is fun. Kalina said most of what I would say and picked out my favorite line, so
Do we have the same brain? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, also, okay, so I figured out something the other day, folks, which I won't,
Okay.
It's not important. It's really not life-changing, but I figured out something, and I told Eleanor, I was like, we're idiots and we're so dumb. And Eleanor and I have one brain cell between the two of us, but I've decided it doesn't work because, or like, remember how I think I've said this a couple of times, but like, we're really smart, but like, I had to give up something, so I gave up my common sense.
yeah.
I think I'm very intelligent, but like my common sense is just not there.
I don't have what the kids would call street smarts.
I'm sorry, you can't see Eleanor. Yes, okay. I'm sorry. Street smart. It's a shame you can't see us. I know it's our fault and our decision. But like you listen, you remember how I said I didn't want to go back to the middle of the episode? Imagine doing that but with video, and then I gotta look at myself. It's bad. It's so bad. And then I gotta put the videos together and then make sure they line up.
Clean it.
And then like we're having
the more
internet
you're gonna
problems.
have to cut.
I'm not cutting anything out. And then
It's gonna be so long.
And then we're having, no, I don't have a lot of notes, it's fine. And then we have internet problems. So sometimes Eleanor freezes and I'm sitting there talking and I gotta cut. It's so bad. And then like when we did video, my mom complained about how we moved too much. So Eleanor and I would record and like I would like yell at her if she moved out of frame even an inch.
And we're not allowed to have drinks if we film it when we record.
Because if I cut it and then all of a sudden Eleanor's on the right side of the screen to the left side of the screen, that looks bad. And like everyone's a critic, you know? God. Anyway. I have a lot of problems.
I can tell. Next song.
Listen, I'm keeping the people entertained, if nothing else.
If nothing else, you're keeping me entertained.
Yeah. Again, target audience of one.
Yep. The next song is called John Hughes Movie. I don't like it. This song did not make the cut when I was putting songs from this album on my playlist. I also think rom-coms are stupid.
Okay, great, because I was trying really hard to be nice and I came up with 2 notes.
Oh, buddy, go ahead.
I didn't want to hurt your feelings. This
That's
album
fair.
reminded me a lot of you, so I didn't want to be like, this album sucks. I'm like, it didn't suck.
It's definitely like... It's
Not
a
my
good
taste.
album, but it's not... Yeah. It is a little bit, I think, girly for both of us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not in a bad way, just in a what we usually prefer way.
Yeah. I said that I thought it would have been good in an actual John Hughes movie. I've seen a couple. They're good. I like them.
Yeah, I also don't know who John Hughes is. I feel like that's obvious to us, but I'm gonna make it obvious to the world.
That was obvious when you said at the beginning of the episode, I think he's a director.
I said that in confidence before. Oh, no, I said that after. Nope. Okay.
You definitely. I don't know. I was recording already
Anyway.
while you were having trouble, so I don't remember when you started. But John Hughes has done like Ferris Bueller's Day Off. You probably
Oh,
know
I saw
one.
that.
Yeah. And other stuff.
Okay. I mean, my point still stands. I think it was your point, actually.
Oh, sorry. I don't know why I blinked. I was thinking this. He did 16 Candles and The Breakfast Club. Those are his big ones. But
Okay.
I'm impartial to Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I like that one a lot. The other note I had was I like the line she says, and it's not like I've been crying. There's just smoke in my eyes, which like I just thought that was funny because I don't cry a lot. Not to shock anyone, but anytime I feel like I'm crying, I'm like, no, it's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's just a little windy out today. Don't look at me. Actually, I was joking with my housemate the one time. We were joking about crying about practice, and we had to practice. We were at some like this sports school, and we had to run around for 2 hours. So I told her, I was like, well, if you want to cry, just wait till we get in the pool, and then no one can tell because there's water everywhere. So that's our life hack for everybody. Or wait until it's raining outside.
Yeah, or just wear sunglasses.
Well, I can't do that in the pool.
Oh, I know,
Or
but like...
inside the sports school.
Okay.
Because my coach is going to be like, Kalina, what are you doing? And I'm going to be like, nothing.
Vibing.
Just vibing.
Yeah, I think the lyrics of this one are just a little bit too Tumblr poem-y for me.
Yeah.
And like the line, because if you don't want me, then you're not the one.
I was just going to talk
is
about
like an acute idea, but also it's not 2016, and that's not like overlaid on some black and white picture of some girl's really skinny legs in a train track. So
For me, every time I heard that line, I was like, yeah, obviously.
yeah.
People come to me for relationship advice all the time. I don't know why.
We had this conversation the last time we filmed. And I'm pretty sure you didn't cut it out.
Elanor, I didn't cut anything out. Anything
Yeah,
you said. Well, listen, maybe you didn't hear the last episode. I'll give you the brief recap. People keep coming to me with relationship advice, right? And I feel like I'm a common sense filter. Because they're like, oh my God, he's so mean to me. Break up with him. I've orchestrated 2 breakups in the last year. But if someone said to me, oh, I don't really feel like my boyfriend or my girlfriend I don't feel like they really want me. Okay, then why are you with them?
Yeah, like, why are you there?
Because if you don't want me, then you're not the one. Obviously, you're not going to marry a man who doesn't want you.
I also should mention, because I think this is a little bit relevant. She's a year younger than us.
I hate that.
I know, but I mean, it does give a little bit more perspective on the lyrics, I think.
You ruined my day.
Well, that's too damn bad.
It's not hard to do either. So.
That too. I think it was ruined before this, and you just wanted to blame it on me.
Break up with your boyfriend.
Anyway, that song kind of sucks, so we're going to move on.
Sorry, Maisie Peters.
Yeah. Some of the songs I really do like, so...
Can't rep this one, homie.
Unfortunately, the next song, called Outdoor Pool, also don't love. Is not on my playlist. Did not make the cut.
I think if you look at my notes, you can tell which songs I didn't like because I talked about other things. Like I stopped writing about the song.
I really like rugby sweatshirts.
Yeah, I was like, the driver's license thing seems to be a reoccurring theme because she did mention something about her driver's license. I did like the line, "You're asking if I want to come out. It's a Wednesday night," because that just sounds like me. Like once I go home for the night, that's it. Oh, actually, I didn't. Maybe I did hate this song. I think I liked the line delivery, like the overall story, and maybe the lyrics
I do think,
not so much.
Yeah, even the songs that I didn't like, I do think she composes a really nice like sound.
Yes.
So I think the lyrics all fit how the song goes, and I think the songs are different enough each time. So I mean, that part she has going for her, even if the lyrics are sometimes. We said this a lot with Olivia Rodrigo. The lyrics sound like a teenage girl wrote them, but it's okay because a teenage girl wrote them. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw something online where someone was like, Olivia Rodrigo's music is for middle school breakups, and someone was like, "What did you want her to write about? Her divorce? Like she's a child." I was listening to the song as I went down the escalator to go into Lidl, and I liked the line. I remember this because this is when the line was playing. Was Kate caught you kissing the French exchange? Is she gonna be your girlfriend? I liked the delivery on that, and I don't know why things about like school romances feel so like personal to me because I've never had a school romance. I was not.
And I think you've officially aged out of having a school romance, unfortunately.
I have any like I'm talking specifically high school, but like I've lost all chances. I didn't have middle school romance, no high school romance, no college romance, no post grad romance. I missed all of those boxes. But anytime I hear a song about it, something in me is like, yeah, like I was personally victimized.
I think everybody was personally victimized by middle school or high school in some way.
Yeah.
But I agree with all points above. I also have now aged out of having a grade school romance. Another line to prove my point of this song would have been a hit if early Tumblr got a hold of it. Not early Tumblr, like 2013 to 15 Tumblr. The line, "It's almost skins if my eyes stay shut." Because, Kalina, I don't think you were in the right headspace to be in this bracket. But did you ever, be put in a chokehold by that show?
No.
So yeah, Kalina and I also differ in that key way, because I think if Kalina had been on Tumblr in 2013, it would have just been pictures of the Heathers musical and nothing else.
First of all, I don't think the Heathers musical existed then. Second of all, if I was on Tumblr, it would have been call out post for Kalina now. I listened to a lot of like Pierce the Veil and Sleeping with Sirens.
Oh my god, I always forget that. Please don't remind me.
So it would have been. I mean, I listened to a lot of Pierce the Veil now. I think they were like my number 4 artists on Spotify this year. They're like my number 4 artists on Spotify every year because there's like a 3-month period every year where I'm like, damn, this is really good music. So if it helps, like, it's not like I listen to their the stuff I listened to in middle school and I'm sad. I listen to all their stuff.
That helps a lot.
It's not like I'm like, oh, here's the one album that I was sad to when I was 13.
Okay, that helps a lot.
Yeah, and like I don't listen to most of that. Oh, also, I like those like Punk Goes Pop albums. I don't know if you know, but do the people know?
Oh no, I know.
There you go. What I've been listening to lately, which is the only song I listen to in the gym, which is the best workout I've ever gotten, is "We Came as Romans" does a cover of "My Love" by Justin Timberlake, and it's a more yelling than I normally listen to. I don't like a lot of screamo, but like for the gym, 10 out of 10 would recommend. Put it on your playlist. So
I will say that like Pump Goes Pop, they do go off.
Yeah, this band Set It Off did they did Pump Goes Christmas, and some people cover songs and some people write songs, and Set It Off does This Christmas I'll Burn It to the Ground, which is about like a poor kid in this neighborhood, and he sees all his neighbors getting all these fancy presents and they make fun of him, so then he puts all their presents in Christmas tree in the middle of the cul-de-sac and sets it on fire. Which, like, when I describe the plot of the song, it's bad, but it's a good song.
It is a good song.
But yeah, that would have been me on Tumblr in 2014.
Mm-hmm. Do you have any other thoughts?
Nope.
On Out to a Pool? Okay, the next song, I do like this song. Kalina, you are free to be mean about it if you did not like it. Um, I like I like this song. I do think it does have a touch of Tumblr lyrics, but I really like the sound, and it makes up for it.
I don't think I hated it. This is the most notes I wrote for, I think, any of the songs, which is 6. But I liked the line, "Love him, I did for a minute, but I'm finished because I learned loving him hurts, loving him don't work." I thought that was really good delivery, because when I saw the name of the song, I didn't like how it was written, but the way she worked it into the song itself, like in the actual lines, then it made more sense for why she pulled it out, because the name of the song is "Love Him, I Don't." And I was like, that's kind of a weird way to write it, but she worked it well into the lyrics. And this might sound bad. I was walking home from Lidl at this point. This might sound bad, but sometimes I wish I could relate to feeling like I've wasted my 20s. Although, now that you tell me she's a year younger than her, I don't know what she's singing about. Okay, she got no business saying the words she was saying. I'm trying to find the lyrics.
Maybe she meant specifically the 20s as in 2020. You know, March 20 and April 20, your 20s.
We're never gonna make it through this episode.
No, we're not.
Okay, I can't find the
Anyway,
specific lyric.
She says, "What a state, what a waste of your 20s."
Oh, there you go. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Because what I was saying was, obviously I'm only 22, but when I was younger, and Eleanor and I have talked about this a lot, but I never imagined my 20s. Like, I just never pictured what it would be like to be 21 or 22. So, and when I was younger, I was sad and I felt like I was wasting my teenage years. Like, I remember what that was like.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that feels like, and I feel like that if I was 20 and I felt like I was wasting my years, it would be worse now. But
Yeah.
so sometimes when I hear lines like that, I'm like, I kind of get a aspect of what that feels like, but I don't think I can ever truly understand. And also, I kind of feel like this is like, it didn't work out and I wanted it to work. And I believe that I'm a big believer in what's meant for you is not going to pass you by, but that doesn't make it any easier to swallow than when what you wanted isn't what's meant for you. Like, it still sucks.
It does. Yeah.
But like, you're 21,
really
what are you talking about?
Yeah, exactly. Like, if you're 21 and you have one bad relationship and then you're like, my 20s are ruined, I think maybe turn your songwriting journal into like a therapy journal.
But like also, like, maybe that's just what like, I've seen a lot of people online that's like, being in your 20s is just like being broken down and built back up all the time, like that for the most part. And like, I don't know, I think I'm living my dream life, not to sound braggy or anything, but like, that's not the experience I'm having.
I made more friends in my 20s than I think I have. Granted, I am also only 22. I've made more friends, like, literally the past 2 years than I did.
I've made more friends in the last 5 months. I think I've talked to more people in the last 5 months than I have in the last, like, probably 5 years combined.
Yeah.
And like, and again, not to knock, it's a very valid thing. And I think I also think, depending on where you are, but being in your 20s, like, a lot of people go off to college and they're 18, 19, and you're still kind of connected to your parents. I think you still got, like, a lot of people, they go off to school, or they usually you enter some sort of structured system where there's people around. Because, like, even in college, even though we weren't making friends, Eleanor and I think we talked to a lot of people. We were in a lot of clubs. You were around people in similar spaces. So I think in your 20s, that's kind of when you're, like, fully and truly on your own for the first time. But, like, I'm having a ball.
Me too. I mean, I say that from my parents' house. Mm-hmm. But, like, the other 8 months of the year.
Yeah, I was thinking, like, when I was in college, I couldn't wait to go home for the summer, and we were home for a couple months. But, like, I was like, like, I was dreaming about being home, and now I might get to go home for 1 month if I'm lucky. And, like, yes, I'm really excited to go home, but at the same time, it's not like, it's different. I'm not counting down the days to it. Which is hard to say. Like, can you imagine telling your parents that, like, I'm really excited to see you, but, like, also having a great time, and I don't care if the time doesn't go by quickly. Like it's hard, but I wouldn't call it like, oh my god, my 20s are
No,
awful.
it's good that that's where you're at in life, but there is, it is bittersweet, I think.
Sorry. Yeah, like, again, I don't want to be like, oh, I don't want me and Eleanor to be like, our 20s are so great and we're having a great time. But, like, I think, especially considering she's 21, it's a little premature to be like, my 20s are wasted, you know?
Yeah.
I'd say give it till 23. Check back in.
Yeah. So, like, in 3 months, I'll let you know.
I was talking to her, not us.
Oh, that too. Well, I'll be, Kalina and I are like 7 months apart or something.
What are you,
so,
March? Yes, 7 months.
Yeah.
7
So,
months.
I'll let you know how 23 is.
2 days.
Yeah. Anyway, the next song, this was, I believe, her first big single. Definitely the first single on this album, I believe. It's the most poppy. This one was also co-written by Ed Sheeran.
Okay, well, I want to take back everything I said about the song now.
Okay, well, why don't you say it anyway?
Well, I like the song the best.
Oh, side note, sorry. The album was also released under Ed Sheeran's label, so they're like buddies or something.
Well, I like the song the best so far, up to this point in the album. And this is when I said, no, this is a personal problem, but I forgot I was supposed to listen to this, and I think this is too many songs. But that being said, I like this
on
the best.
Song 6?
Yeah, and then there was 14 songs. Because I was listening to it on YouTube because I had to walk home, so I couldn't play it on Spotify on my computer in order, and I like to listen to the albums in order when you give them to me.
Okay,
So
yeah.
and I was like, oh, there's only like, I don't know, X amount of songs, and then I scrolled and there was more. But anyway, whatever. I think one of the themes, I remember we talked about driver's license, but the other theme that's coming up is her being the other woman. Which, at 21, why have you been, like, I've never been the other woman. Shocking. She's 21. How many times has she been the other woman?
Okay, I think it's very
I've
possible
never been anyone,
that you're putting...
any woman.
The word other woman, I think, is a little bit serious for your high school boyfriend kissing somebody
Okay, well,
else.
I'm sorry. It was cold outside, and I was using voice to speech because my hands were cold.
I know. I'm just, because other woman makes it sound like he's got a family, but I'm sure this was just also another 20-year-old.
Yeah, because usually, I don't know if usually, but like a lot of people write about getting cheated on, but like I think in a lot of these scenarios, she was the one who the person was cheating with. So that's why I used the phrase "other woman." I'm sorry, but that's a theme that's come up in a couple of the songs so far, and I didn't really like her at first, but and I didn't like her voice, but I think her voice suits this song very well, and she has grown on me in 6 songs.
Oh, good.
But like if I heard the song on the radio, I wouldn't change the station.
Yeah, this was the first song I heard. It was also the first one I put on my playlist, and then now I'm a little bit sick of it. But the music video is also very fun. She's wearing this pink and red heart sweater that I want.
Ooh.
It's, I don't know, yeah, it's a fun song.
No lines like stuck out to me in particular, but I do think this was the best out of the whole album. I think this was the best pairing for her voice. I think her voice made it. Like, I think if anyone else sang it, it wouldn't have been as good.
Agree. Are you good to move to the next song?
Yes, please.
Okay, the next song is called Boy, and we'll let you go first.
Okay, this is my favorite song. It got... Okay, some things I don't know if I wrote, if it was my thought or a lyric. Oh, I liked, she said, it got progressively harder to miss you, and you should take this personally, because that sounded like something I would say. And I could imagine there being like a fun music video to this. I had the phone in my pocket, so I don't know if there was. I don't think so. But I could
don't
imagine
think there's a music video for this one.
Yeah, I could imagine this one having like a really fun video. And I liked how she paused in the chorus before she said boy. She says, but you're a boy, and I can tell that you've never been hugged. So I liked the pause. I thought that really gave impact to it. At first, I thought it was like, I wasn't sure if it was if she was cursing in there or not, actually, because of how the pause is in there. I liked the line, if I was the last girl on earth, you'd still be weighing up your options. And I
also like that line.
I don't want to say like, I don't want to use the word victim, but I can't think of another word. But like, I feel like in the first few songs, she was like, you were doing this to me, and it's so horrible and sad, just kind of taking it. And like I guess like she was letting herself feel her emotions. But I feel like these
Yeah.
last two songs she's kind of shifted to more action about it. She's like, nope, you suck
Yeah.
and you're terrible, and I'm going to tell you about it.
I agree. I'm also very glad you didn't mention my favorite line. Where is it? Oh my god, I just had it up.
It's her favorite.
That was gonna be
She
more
likes it so
impactful.
much, you got to find it.
I like it so much, I don't know where it is. Well, look, I just don't. Oh, where she says, "You go and ghost her like it's perpetual Halloween."
You know what? I have that line in front of me because I knew that's what you were going to say.
Exactly. I look. I'm very easy. I love me some Halloween.
I like a couple lines after that. She goes, "Babe, we could." She's like, she goes, "You're obsessed with your." Well, the line after is, "You're obsessed with your father." Red flag and a half. Yeah, babe, we could unpack it for weeks, and I like that too.
Mm-hmm. I also like. You claim your dreams are always lucid, but you're just high and can't tell the difference.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought they were.
it's a
like,
fun song.
They were fun. A little like some of them are a little simplistic, but the like they worked for this song. I think.
Yeah.
So she's like telling him about himself.
The next song was also written with Ed Sheeran and a couple other people. I don't like this song.
Mm-hmm.
It's called Hollow. I think it's just Tumblr poetry.
Yeah, I said it was.
I didn't hear this song until today because I didn't realize it was on the album, and when we were preparing it. Yeah, I think I don't like this one. It's too slow, and like the words aren't good enough to make up for how slow it is. 'Cause I don't like slow songs.
Yeah, I said it was not bad, but I missed, like, coming off the last two songs, which I liked the best. They were a lot more fun and upbeat, so I didn't really like the shift into this.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the line, "I wish you felt the way you used to. I wish you made me feel beautiful." Because I think, and like I said, I kind of think there's a clear line she follows throughout the album, like a timeline. Mm-hmm. But I think I like how she's like, you can both acknowledge that it was bad, but still you miss it. And I liked when she said, "You're the one that got away, and you got away with a lot."
I also like that.
Kind of in the same vein. I'm also seeing here she has a line that's, "You're the casualty of love is the price of being free." And that's one thing that personally terrifies me about love is giving up that freedom and independence, especially when you're young. And again, we're 21 and 22, not to bring our ages up again. But like I think
we're both 22. Oh, amazing! I don't know what's going on ever. I'm sorry.
Maisie is 21 and Eleanor and I are 22. Yeah. And I think and I will say more so than most people our age, we've been given freedom. But like you have a lot of freedom to kind of go and do what you want and experience life, and people encourage you to do that because people always say, "You're young, this is the time to do that." And I think having a partner, unless it's, and this is not inherently bad, but having a partner, you have someone you have to check in with. And you kind of lose a bit of that freedom, because even if the person isn't holding you back, they're probably in the back of your mind.
Mm-hmm.
But also, it was okay.
Yeah, this next song, I want to hear what Kalina thinks about it before I say it. It's called Villain.
I liked the line, "Now you're kissing that girl that I shouldn't worry about." It kind of, Eleanor brought up Olivia Rodrigo earlier, which is great, because it reminded me of when Olivia Rodrigo says, "You're probably with that blonde girl who always made me doubt." Kind of same idea. I liked the line, "I'll burn this house, I mean it." I like anything to do with fire, to be honest. We don't need to unpack that at all. But I was thinking about Arsonist Lullaby by Hozier. I like that song a lot. I like it. I think fire imagery just, I don't want to say speaks to me, but I think it hits. It
works.
Yeah. Eleanor posted a video to this song on our TikTok if you want to go look at it. And the part where it says, "Now I'm drunk and mean outside your house." And I said, this is where I was like, this album definitely has Eleanor vibes. Like, if I heard the songs out of context, I would have been like, oh, that reminds me of her. And I probably would have told her about it.
Yeah. That's my favorite line. She says, "Now I'm drunk and I mean outside your house," which is one of my favorite things to do. I also like the line, blacked out babe and I can't shut up. Whole town's gonna hear how you messed me up. Um, the first time I heard this song, I thought she was gonna say the F word there. And I thought I had been listening to the clean version, so I tried to find the part where she said the F word, but she doesn't. But now I think I like it better that she doesn't.
Yeah. I thought I liked the lyrics, but I did feel like in the chorus, if she's the girl of your dreams, what does that make me? I'm the villain. I felt like that was kind like just a little obvious. But
I'm
no, go.
sorry, I showed this song to my mom because I really like it, and my mom was like, oh, I like that she says villain and not, stalker or crazy ex or whatever. And I think coming from that light, it's nice, but yeah.
And I do like villain more than I think with girl of your dreams, because it's like a phrase and like a chunk for like I think she could have gone with like I'm the bad guy. I think villain is
or like
better,
made her a princess or something.
Yeah, I think villain is the better choice, but I think like I don't know what else I would have gone with, but like it is a little it's a little higher than bad guy, but like I feel like there were some more steps above it we could have reached for. But yeah, I'll burn this house. I mean it is just
so good. I love it. Just drunk and mean and armed with matches.
We're fine. Please don't call anyone to check on us.
Oh yeah, we're good.
But also, if you mess with us, remember this, because I won't cut it out of the episode.
We will get drunk and mean.
Well, Eleanor will get drunk, and I'm already mean. It's great.
We're fine. This next song is really embarrassing for me because I get teary-eyed every time I see it.
I wrote down, I don't know if you're going to want to talk about this song because you maybe listened to it before.
I did. The first time I listened to this song, I cried, and then I made Kalina listen to it because it reminds me of her. And it's just
I'll tell a fun story.
Brooklyn.
Yeah, I'll tell a fun story. I don't know if hopefully this doesn't make Eleanor cry. But my dad notoriously doesn't remember any of my friends' names. Like he has one friend's name he remembers, so everyone just gets called that name. So but like he knows who they are. He just doesn't remember the name. So as an alternative to Eleanor, he calls anytime he asks me about Eleanor, he says, "How's my sister doing?" Because he just can't remember Eleanor. And this song is about Maisie's sister, who we've learned is named Ellen. So that made me think about it, and I like the song, and I also hate the song. Like there's parts I either really really like the lyrics, I really hate them, but I like if you're looking for the girl of your dreams, she's in Brooklyn with me, and if you want to take her out, you're gonna have to ask me first, which made me think like obviously about Eleanor, but I think in general I'm very protective of my friends, and I don't know, to bring some astrology in it. A lot of people say Scorpios are possessive, which I disagree with, but I am very about my friends. And I like when we go out, I've had to play the fake girlfriend a few times to people. So like I liked the idea of like not so like I don't want to say like she's blocking off all potential interest, but she's like if you like are serious, you're gonna have to accept the fact that you got to get through me first, and I will always be here.
The line that made me the most sad is only one jacket, fine, you can have it, you're older, because I'm the older one and Kalina's younger than me.
I think
Kalina gets cold all the time, and so it came to a point where I would just carry my jacket just in case she was gonna get cold.
One of my favorite photos of us is when we were out at the Thurles campus, and I was freezing. And mind you, I had probably like 3 jackets on. Eleanor was like, "I'm okay." So I teefed Eleanor's jean jacket, and I had such a fit on. Okay, I was wearing this big jean jacket, hoodie. I probably had like 3 sweaters on underneath, and then we had to give speeches to the group of people. So I went up and I was like, and also Eleanor and I are the only Americans in this group, right? So I went up and I was like, "Hello, my name's Kalina, and I'm from Florida. If you couldn't tell by the way I was dressed," and everyone thought that was hilarious. I was very proud of it. But anytime I hear anything about a jacket, swapping jackets, I'm like, Eleanor, that day saved my life.
Also, this is nothing to do with that story because I have to move on very quickly. The second line of the song is Gemini Panic, And I thought until I made Kalina listen to this song, I thought she said Jen and I. So I thought Jen was her sister's name, which is why the Ellen line in the first song confused me so much.
Yeah, when she made me listen to the song, I was playing like a lyric video on the TV, and I saw Gemini Panic, and I texted her. I was like, I already hate it. It's a terrible song. I don't know why you made me listen to this, but it's cute, and because it's about her sister, I think Eleanor and I have a very unique relationship. But I think having a relationship with us, like your sibling, is something. It's very hard to explain, and everyone is different. But like unless you have a sibling, it's kind of hard to quantify and verbalize, and I think she does a good job of that here. Like you get enough of it for like it's relatable for me and Eleanor, so you get enough of that relationship, but not the, I don't know, I think she does a good job of making it relatable on a general scale, but also kind of capturing the essence of being siblings.
Yes. Kalina has siblings, so if she says that, I'm gonna trust her.
I do. My brother, sorry to air out your dirty laundry, my brother has a girlfriend, and I told him to tell her that I'm the only person who can give him a hard time, and if she gives him a hard time, she's gonna have to come talk to me. If he didn't tell his girlfriend that, hopefully she's not hearing it for the first time now.
Because that's true, and Kalina's scary.
But like, you know, like only I'm allowed to bully him. Like even if my parents get upset with him, I'm like, hey, that's my job. Leave him alone. It's my child. I know it's your child, but it's my child. Anyway, I think we're running a little close on time here. So next song.
We are running very close on time. Well, actually, we're over time.
Yes. Side track. Yes.
More than one.
Sometimes.
The next song is called Elvis Song. I think this song is fun, but you only really need to hear it once and then you get it.
Yeah, I said that if you take out Brooklyn, this is where I was coming up with the timeline for the album. I feel like she goes from being like, Eleanor didn't like this phrase, but the other woman, I don't know how else to put it, to kind of being the one in a relationship who cares less, which would probably factor in from being the other woman before. It was okay. I didn't have many thoughts on it, really.
Yeah.
But I think this is where the album started to kind of come together.
This next song also makes me sad for the same reason that Brooklyn makes me sad. So
this next song
I'm losing.
You've asked me to listen to this album, okay? This next song is called Talking to Strangers. And okay, well, this is going to be embarrassing. I said not to be embarrassing, but I think I tell too many people about Eleanor. Like, anytime the topic of hair color comes up, I find a reason to show photos of Eleanor. Someone's like, I want to dye my hair pink. Or I'm like, oh, that's crazy. Look, this is my friend Eleanor. And then I'm like, and here's her yellow. And then I scroll, I'm like, here's her blue. And I was like, and then I helped her do this one time. It was half black, half blue. And I'm like, here's green. Like... And I liked when she says, so I tried to change the subject because I get that not everyone sees you the way I'd like, which made me a little emo.
I love that line. I have tweeted that line while laying on my floor in the bathroom before, so.
And not like in an embarrassing way, but like, it's fun to talk about Eleanor. Anyway, I'm pretty sure like there's people in my life who've never met you who know you by name.
I might have had some fun at work over the summer and told people that we were actually engaged, because I have an opal that I bought at JCPenney because I think it's really cute, but it's also Kalina's birthstone, and it only fits on my ring finger, so I wear it to work. I'm pretty sure I told at least one or two people just to be fun. I told a lot of customers. Like, it's just really fun.
Oh yeah, back to faking being people's girlfriends. If I don't have anyone to do that for me and someone's bothering me, I'll be like, this is my girlfriend Eleanor. I like and not entirely serious, but Eleanor and I joke that I'll tell you, Eleanor and I joke that we're girlfriends, but we're husband and wife, and if that makes sense to you, great. If it doesn't make sense to you, I can't explain it. But we're girlfriends. So anytime. But also, right, and this is gonna hurt Eleanor's feelings. One time someone was like, is Eleanor your best friend? And I was like, yeah, I guess so, but like we never used that word with each other. So someone was like,
no.
"Oh, she's your best friend," and I was like, "Well, I don't say it like that.
That's embarrassing."
I wouldn't go that far. We're married, but like I wouldn't go that far.
Oh, I agree. I also I love how fake you sound. Like not like like if somebody's like, oh,
Oh,
'cause
if
for a while, I think I
everything
had a
about my life
photo.
sounds fake. Yeah.
Exactly.
If I
Yeah.
describe myself to someone, I wouldn't believe it.
Yeah. A water polo. Yeah. No, you just sound so
Kalina lives
fake.
in Slovakia. She's from Florida, and she moved to Slovakia, and she plays water polo professionally. And we met in college in
This
Ireland.
is this is my wife. She's from Florida, but now she plays for the Slovakian team in water polo, but we met in Ireland. People will not ask
And
me
also, we
any
haven't been
follow-up
together in the same
questions
room in a long
because they
time.
don't know
Yeah.
where to start.
They're like, I don't. They're like, so Kalina, where's that from?
Sometimes even my mom asks me things about you, and I'm like, I don't know. Whatever you think sounds the most fun, that's probably what she did.
Yeah, I told my mom to stop. Like, anytime someone asks my mom about me, I'm like, you tell me, you whatever you want, whatever detail you
Yeah.
feel like giving, whatever you remember, go ahead. Next song before we get too embarrassing.
Next song.
Volcano.
Yes. Volcano. This is one of my favorite songs on the album.
I was hoping there would be more fire references in this song based on the previous songs, but I was sorely disappointed.
There's
Also,
just really only one. It's more of a parachute metaphor than a volcano metaphor, which don't love, but
I also couldn't really relate to this song because I'm incapable of not saying what I think all the time. Like me filtering myself is rarely. And she said a lot of like she said you in the pre-chorus she goes, you got away with it. Yeah, you got away with it. You crossed, then burnt the bridge. Oh yeah, you did. And your friend said nothing. And also, I will be the friend that said something. I think I mentioned it earlier. I have orchestrated 2 breakups this year. I guess last year technically. I'm very proud of that number because and she says, oh yeah, I sat and bit my lip and the world said nothing. And like, sometimes you gotta say stuff. I also said and sorry mom for saying a bad word. I said to beat his ass. That was my note for the song. Just don't instead of writing a song, just go kick him.
Start swinging.
But I did I'll cry you a river and then I'll drown you in it. I felt like she got the point there.
Yes.
But the rest of the song, I was like, girl, just don't put all this energy into this man. Just break up with him. And then maybe kill him. I don't know.
I did like this. But... I would fix your problems.
Yes. It might give you a new set of problems. But anyway, next song. Final song on the album.
Final song. It's called Tough Act. I half love this song and half think some of the lyrics are way too much, and I don't know which one I feel more.
Yes. This kind of concluded my timeline of her relationships. So I said at first she was, kind of like the side. I don't know. What do you want me to say? I'm going to say the other one because side piece sounds worse. She was the other woman, and then she kind of shifted to being in a relationship where the person cared about her and she was the only one, but because of her previous experiences she kind of kept herself at a distance and didn't let the other person care more. So I feel like now they're on equal footing about who cares about who, but it was right person wrong time sort of vibe. Mm-hmm. And again, going back to knowing what you wanted isn't what was meant for you isn't easy, even though what's meant for you will make its appearance. Mm-hmm. And I actually watched the video for this because I was home by the time I was watching this and I thought it was cute. Although I was thinking that in the video I think they cut out your man's face and I couldn't do that because Eleanor and I can't do that because we're tall.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I really like the song. I like when she says, you forgot how to miss me. Mm-hmm. Because I think I like this song because it doesn't really villainize the other person like some of them do.
Exactly.
This one's just sucks. The song doesn't suck. The song says that the situation sucks. I like this song, and overall, I like this album.
I'm just reading the bridge here. She says, and I know that we weren't perfect, so I hope you meet someone tomorrow and she's everything you wanted, which reminds me of Olivia Rodrigo again. Mm-hmm. There's a couple of songs where she touches on the we weren't perfect and also the... Oh, I can't remember what song it is, but she has a song where she's
Happier.
Happy, exactly. She's like, I hope you're happy with this lady, but I hope you preferred me. And here Maisie's mm-hmm. I hope the girl you meet is everything you wanted, but I hope you have a hard time. Basically, I hope I'm a tough act for you to follow.
Yeah.
So I think that's cute.
Yes. I think one of my biggest things about this album, and it's not even about her, it's a lot of the comments, if on YouTube videos and whatnot, are comparing her to Taylor Swift, and I feel like just because a woman has good lyrics doesn't mean she's Taylor Swift.
Yeah, and she's
Second of
writing about
all,
a breakup. Like,
yeah, they're not similar at all. Because
I never would have
Taylor
made
Swift
that
is very,
comparison.
like, story based,
Yeah.
kind of, if that makes sense. And she's
Yeah,
very,
I feel
very
like
autobiographical.
exactly. I feel like she was a bit more grounded and like a little bit more straight to the point, which kind of came up with the lyrics. And I even hated making the Olivia Rodrigo comparisons. The only reason I did is because
Yeah.
the way the lines
The
were
themes
written
are very
reminded me of
similar.
specific.
Yeah.
Yeah, the themes, and then like it was specific. Like, and I know that we weren't perfect. I'm pretty sure that's word for word what Olivia Rodrigo says.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't like the Taylor Swift comparison. And again, this is her first album. She's young. I think, like, it's not a perfect album, but I think it's a very good album, and I'm excited to see kind of what comes next for her, because I think, like Olivia Rodrigo, she's got a lot of really good groundwork. It just needs to be evolved a titch.
yeah, knowing she's 21 now and like this is her first album makes a big difference. And also, I think something I hate is when all the songs sound the same. Like, you can have the same theme and same story, but like, and like even same vibe, but like sometimes all the songs just sound like you just wrote you just the same thing over and over again. You change one thing and then put out a new song. So I was glad she didn't do that here, because I think I would have detested the album if she had.
There was a lot of variety. And we have been talking for an ungodly amount of time. So
And I'm not going to cut any of it out.
Final thoughts?
No, I thought I would hate it. I'm going to be honest with you, because you had sent me...
I am surprised you liked it as much as you did.
Yeah, you had sent me the song, and like I said, I really didn't vibe with her voice at all, and like the music is just not, like, it's not bad, it's just not my thing. But I liked it a lot more than I thought I would, and I wouldn't mind seeing what she does in the future. I wouldn't be terribly opposed.
Agree.
But like, live some more life before you decide your 20s are wasted. Maisie Peters, not Williams. Maisie Williams is another person.
She's from Game of Thrones, right?
Yes. Well, I guess her too. I don't know how she is.
Yeah,
I think it's a good general rule.
Yeah. But thank you. We will see you next week.
Well, we won't see you, but you'll hear us.
No, you'll hear us. You'll see little drawings of us, so that counts.
I have been Kalina.
And I have been Eleanor. And this has been Don't Quote Me on That.
Cheers. Thanks for listening, and don't quote me on that. One day we'll have an outro, but it's not today.